Novak Djokovic will be deported from Australia after losing a last-ditch court bid to stay. The tennis star, who is not vaccinated against COVID, had his visa revoked on public health grounds. Here to react, former professional athlete and Brewer Group CEO, Jack Brewer. Always great to have you, Jack. Welcome to Fox and Friends. Well, 3 federal judges have upheld this decision. He's going to be deported. It appears that he's really accepted this hearing, this decision, and he said, I want the fans to move on. I want the tournament to continue on. Is that the right spirit, or should fans and even sports stars be fighting back on these mandates more?
You know what? I believe it's the right spirit. If I was an athlete, I would have the same. But at the same time, all of the spectators and those of us that are looking know that this is absolutely ridiculous. It's disgusting to have a man not be able to participate, someone who's given so much to the game, arguably the greatest tennis player, male tennis player ever. This is just, it makes no sense, especially when you're trying to force a vaccine on. And just this week, the CEO of Pfizer gets on national television and says that if you take the first 2 doses, that it offers little, if any, protection against the virus. And they're trying to force this on athletes that have worked their entire lives to get their body in tip-top shape and to perfect everything that they do. It's the way they take care of their families. They've poured their whole careers into their bodies, and then you're going to force them to put something in it that they don't want to. This is disgusting. It should outrage every fan of every sport, but just and every leader, every president, every person with power that God's given authority to. This should be a call to action. This has gone too far.
Yeah, it's truly unjust. One of the interesting things, I'm not a big sports guy like you, Jack. I don't know very much, but I've been looking at Australia just in general and going, wow, I've been shocked at how compliant and submissive the population has been to all of these crazy mandates. And then I look at our own country and how the Democrat instincts on COVID and lockdowns and mandates are far closer to Australia and their leaders than, say, Senator Rand Paul. And I wonder, would we look more like Australia had Donald Trump not won in 2016 and we'd been under, a Hillary Clinton presidency as we started out this entire pandemic?
I don't think so. We have our Second Amendment in the United States of America. So a lot of people draw a line in the dirt here. There's certain things you're not going to force Americans to do. There's certain things that you're not going to do that's going to violate someone's religious liberties. And I strongly feel that any type of vaccine that's created that has the origins of aborted fetuses and other things, there are a lot of religious issues that go into the reasoning behind people not wanting to put this into their body. And so I say Americans stand strong if you do. I'm not anti-vaccine, by the way. I think a lot of people need it. But I also think that folks should keep their freedoms and their choices, and I'll stand by that. And hopefully we'll never get to the point where we become so submissive as the Australians.
Yeah, I agree. But I've been surprised at how submissive we have been on many things. Jack, I want to ask you about MLK. As you know, it's the great Martin Luther King's holiday is tomorrow. Tell me about, what you think the message should be about this holiday, especially in the midst of everything our country is going through right now.
Let's remember who MLK is, right? We're celebrating his day, but his birthday as well. MLK was a man who he marched for jobs and freedom. Don't forget that. Don't let anyone tell you any different. He preached the gospel. He preached the gospel of Jesus Christ. And he knew that through Jesus Christ you could find salvation. And he knew that he was living in a time in America where segregation existed, where kids weren't allowed to go to school because of the color of their skin with white people. My parents both went to segregated schools. But I'll tell you what, today we have our own civil rights movement. We have our own civil rights issue, and that is called fatherlessness. We have a population, over 18 million kids in the United States of America live without a father. 71% of all those kids that drop out of high school don't have a father. So I just tell everyone, let's serve our fatherless. That is the civil rights issue in America today, and God bless you all.
Oh, Jack, you have really pinpoint, I think, the source of so many of our nation's problems. You are the best. You speak the truth. Thanks for joining us today, and God bless you.
God bless you, Rachel.